In a tranquil valley nestled between towering mountains, there stood the ancient monastery of Shofuku. The monks of Shofuku were renowned for their wisdom and serenity, attracting seekers from far and wide. Among these seekers was a young boy named Daichi, who arrived at the monastery one crisp autumn morning with a question that had been troubling him deeply. Who am I? Daichi, only 10 years old, had grown up in a nearby village. His curiosity and imagination often led him to ponder life's great mysteries, but the question of his own identity had recently taken hold of him. His parents, unable to provide satisfactory answers, suggested he visit the monks of Shofuku. Upon his arrival, Daichi was greeted by the gentle and wise head monk, Master Hiroshi. Seeing the boy's troubled expression, Master Hiroshi invited him to sit under a sprawling cherry blossom tree, its pink petals fluttering gently to the ground. "What brings you to Shofuku, young one?" Master Hiroshi asked, his voice calm and soothing. Daichi hesitated, then blurted out, "Master Hiroshi, I don't know who I am. Can you help me understand?" Master Hiroshi smiled kindly. "The question of who we are is one that many spend their entire lives exploring. I will help you, but first, let us take a walk." They strolled through the monastery's beautiful gardens, where monks tended to their daily chores with mindfulness and care. Master Hiroshi led Daichi to a serene pond at the heart of the garden, its surface perfectly still, reflecting the sky and the surrounding trees. "Look into the pond, Daichi. What do you see?" the master asked. Daichi peered into the water. "I see my reflection, Master." Master Hiroshi nodded. "Indeed, the pond reflects your image, just as the world often reflects how we see ourselves. But remember, the reflection is not the pond itself, just as your outward appearance and circumstances are not the entirety of who you are." Daichi frowned, puzzled. Sensing his confusion, Master Hiroshi continued, "Let me tell you a story. There was once a bird," Master Hiroshi began, "a beautiful bird with vibrant feathers and a melodious song. This bird was born in a small cage, and for years it believed that the cage was its entire world. It sang every day, dreaming of what lay beyond the bars, but it had no understanding of the vast sky or the freedom it held. One day the cage door was left open. The bird hesitated at first, afraid of the unknown, but eventually it gathered its courage and flew out. For the first time, it felt the wind beneath its wings and saw the endless sky. It realized that the cage was only a small part of its existence. The bird was not just a creature of confinement, it was a being meant to soar." Master Hiroshi looked at Daichi, who listened intently. Like the bird, we often confine ourselves to limited understandings of who we are. We define ourselves by our names, our roles, or our possessions. But these are merely parts of our identity, like the cage to the bird. To truly understand who we are, we must look beyond these limitations. Daichi's eyes sparkled with curiosity. "But how do I do that, Master?" Master Hiroshi smiled. "By exploring the vast sky within you. Sit with yourself in silence, observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment, and let go of the need to label or define. Meditate and seek to understand your true nature, which is boundless like the sky." Over the following weeks, Daichi stayed at the monastery, learning to meditate and practice mindfulness. He spent hours sitting by the pond, observing his thoughts and feelings as Master Hiroshi had instructed. Slowly, he began to notice the transient nature of his thoughts and emotions, realizing they were like the reflections on the pond, ever-changing and not the essence of who he was. One day, while meditating under the cherry blossom tree, Daichi experienced a moment of profound clarity. He felt a deep sense of peace and connection, as if he were part of the entire universe, and the question, "Who am I?" seemed less pressing. Instead, he felt an inner knowing that he was much more than any single thought or label. Excited by this revelation, Daichi ran to find Master Hiroshi. "Master, I think I understand now. I am not just my thoughts or my name. I am something deeper, something connected to everything around me." Master Hiroshi beamed with pride. "You have glimpsed the truth, Daichi. The journey to fully understand oneself is a lifelong one, but you have taken a significant step. Remember, you are like the bird, meant to explore and embrace the boundless sky of your true nature." Daichi returned to his village with a newfound sense of peace and purpose. He continued to meditate and reflect, carrying the lessons of Shofuku with him. Whenever he faced challenges or doubts, he would remember the bird in the sky, finding strength in the understanding that he was part of something much greater. And so the young boy who once questioned his identity grew into a wise and compassionate individual, forever grateful for the teachings of Master Hiroshi and the monks of Shofuku. Through his journey, he learned that the answer to "Who am I?" is not a destination but a beautiful, endless exploration of the self.